this first one here is a woman that is supposedly a pastor. And of course, you can tell by their Twitter bio and their Twitter handle when they call themselves Reverend Doctor whatever. Typically, this is a person on the left. And then, of course, the pronouns are the absolute dead giveaway. But don't be fooled by that, because I really just wanted to talk to you about this person, because there is the existence of these kind of fake accounts, not fake accounts in terms of like fake celebrities, but people who are pretending to be something that they're not. So for instance, this is like the gender studies person at a major university, and they're simply posting the most ridiculous tweets that you can think of to troll the left. Now, I see this more and more and more. And actually, people on Twitter are pretty good at this. Even if you're on the left and you don't like people making jokes at your expense, then like leave the left, because you guys actually have a lot of material to make fun of. But hopefully, even if you are on the left, you can appreciate the like hardcore troll and intentionality that it takes to make like the jokes that are being made. So like there's one person that I follow that has a mug that they sell that's called anti-racist, because like not being anti-racist is not enough. You have to be an anti like 5 times over. And I think if it's odd, right, then ultimately you are racist, because you can't be anti-racist, because then you're racist. I don't know how that all works, but suffice to say, all of that to get to finally the name of this person, Jackie Lewis, Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis. And this individual's account is so ridiculous that you would think that this is a right-wing person impersonating a left-wing person, but in point of fact, this is actually true. This is a real person who believes the things that she says. And so case in point, here's one of her latest tweets. It says, "God bless abortion providers. Give us political leadership with equal courage and commitment to doing what's right." So obviously, from our Reverend Doctor here, there is no like clear communication as to what is right here. But she definitely wants political leadership with equal courage and commitment. So apparently, Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis is all about the murder of black babies in the womb. And as a black woman herself, I would think that she might not think that that is what is right, because certainly one of the greatest killer of black people is not heart disease, and it's not gun violence. It's actually abortion. And this is why Margaret Sanger, the avowed racist, put Planned Parenthoods and abortion clinics within walking distance of marginalized communities all over the United States. This is why it's taken, such deep hold in those communities, because there's been a line that's been pitched to people for years and years and years that actually this is about helping you and giving you, the leg up that you need in society, or the hand up that you need in society, so that you don't have to be strapped with a child that you can't afford. In the meantime, the black population is absolutely being ravaged by the blight of abortion. And even though they make up only 13% of the population, over 30% of all abortions performed or done so of black babies. Now just think how much more black people would be in the majority if abortion wasn't such a blight upon black communities. But it doesn't stop Jackie Lewis from the audacious statement that we should bless, and that God should bless, no less, abortion providers. The reason I bring this up in light of the context of the show today is we talked about this past Tuesday the institution of the church and its importance in society, but perhaps this is part of the problem too. The institution of the church has been so co-opted by culture that it's hard to tell what the church even is supposed to be about anymore. And so there does need to be a reclamation of what church actually is and is supposed to be about if we're ever going to actually make the difference that we need to in society. Once again, if we're actually going to help people who are struggling with this crisis of meaning in society today that's all over the place and leading to record suicide rates, it's got to come from the church. Ultimately, I think that what we are experiencing is a crisis of meaning that is a direct result of the death of God movement that was perpetuated back in the Enlightenment by people like Nietzsche. And this death of God movement is earmarked with something that Nietzsche said himself. Although a devout atheist, he said this in his madman parable where he decries the death of God and goes out into the city streets. And he says this, he says that we shall have to become God ourselves to be worthy of his death. It's something that I've quoted on the show very often. It's an important thing for you to remember. It's an important thing for you to consider, even if you're not a Christian. What does it mean for God to die? Well, what it means is something must take its place. And the thing that takes its place must be able to fill his shoes enough that it will provide what God was providing for people before he was dead. Now, obviously, he's not dead. That is the proclamation of a madman, both Nietzsche and the madman in that parable. But in many people's mind all over the world today, and certainly in America, who is experiencing a sharp decline in Christianity, for them, and for many of them, God is essentially dead to them because they don't believe in him. And all of their moral standards are brought about by just pure conjecture or just pure hijacking of Christian values in society and then calling them their own. It's the only way that we're able to kind of maintain at this point in time is that we still have a small set of shared values that have been passed down to us, but slowly but surely that is changing. And the only place that can do something about that, as far as I can tell, is the church. The breakdown of the church has led to a breakdown of objective moral values and a breakdown of an understanding that we need to derive our understanding of ourselves through objective standards and not just personal feelings. Otherwise, you find yourself saying, God bless abortion providers. So you just got done watching a small excerpt of a much larger episode. You can find the link to that full episode down below in the description of this video. So you definitely need to check that out because if you like that clip, you'll like the much larger episode. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and click that little bell to be notified when great new episodes of Indie Thinker come your way. Thanks for watching.